Yeah, look, the game is underway. The security package very tight, as you all mentioned. Something very interesting. Poydras Street completely shut down. You can't drive down it. You couldn't even get off the interstate. A lot of deputies, a lot of canines. But most people that we have talked to and seen go in say, look, we understand this. We expect more security in light of what happened yesterday.
Yeah, and they did have some different, I guess you call it entryways, egress, in getting in and out. Sorry to use layman's terms like that, but they did change some things here at the Superdome. Everybody seemed to get in and get out without any incident whatsoever because of the extra security. Canine dogs getting in, a little extra heightened sense of security coming in, but the game is just kicking off. There's going to be a moment of silence at the start of the game for the victims from this tragedy yesterday as well.
And then I believe they're playing a video just reflecting on the tragedy. One of the things that we talked about here, and it was kind of an underlying theme. Look, this is a horrific tragedy that no city, let alone New Orleans, should have to deal with. But resiliency, and I know it's an overused term, but I do feel like the city of New Orleans, and I think you heard that in a lot of our interviews, we're battle tested with this. New Orleans has been through so much. You heard the governor, the sheriffs, a lot of people we talked with say that New Orleans can step up in light of something like this.
Yeah, and we also had a chance to catch up with a lot of people on the field over the last few hours, from people associated with the University of Georgia, officials here in New Orleans. One of the people we spoke with live on TV was SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, one of the most powerful people in college athletics. One of his franchise programs, the University of Georgia, is playing right now, but that's not what he wanted to talk with us about. Here's what he wanted to talk about when we caught up with him about 90 minutes ago.
Well, first, our condolences to those victims. We've learned over the last, 30 hours that we have people in our campuses and communities affected, either severely injured or graduates or children of alums or siblings of alums who've died. So, you first start with those condolences. I think you want to approach any of these efforts respectfully in these moments. You want to work through the hard issues of understanding what's there, but also try to have a return to normalcy.
And look, we talked with the band director and the flag line director at the University of Georgia, and they told us they had to have conversations with their students. These are kids, 18 to 22 years old. They said if anyone feels uncomfortable about moving forward or coming into the Superdome, you don't have to. They completely understand that, but they said most of their students were following TV news and following social media, and a lot of them felt like, in light of this tragedy, they wanted to be here. They wanted to have some sense of normalcy.
Yeah, and we're going to have more interviews with the people we spoke with coming out during our extended coverage. And then later tonight on our evening newscast, I'm going to go talk to the players and the coaches who've dealt with this as well. Obviously, the tragedy is first and foremost, but they still had to play a college football playoff game. In the uniqueness and adversity these coaches and players dealt with, we're going to hear from them after the game tonight.
All right, Randy, Gina Sulla, let's send it back to you all in the studio.